How's it going, Sha?
Okay. Fine. That's um I read my horoscope monthly this morning,
Okay.
and it sounds like this month is going to be terrible for me.
Oh no.
but I but I'm already like a week in. Um and it hasn't been terrible. It's been weird, but a lot of my life lately has been weird, right?
Okay.
So I'm like, but I read it and was just like, oh, wow, it sounds like I should have been taking precautions. But nothing has really happened. Oh, well.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes, sometimes I'm convinced they don't know what they're talking about. A lot of times I'm convinced I don't know what they're talking about. But sometimes I read them and I'm like, no, you're just making this up.
Right.
So that's what happens. Usually it's if I read a monthly horoscope where they like round up what the month is supposed to be like, but I
Yeah.
read it like a week into the month.
Okay.
And then they're just, like this one is, oh yeah, November's rough for everyone. And you're going to have to adjust, and your love life's going to be great, then terrible, then great again. Do you even have a love life? That's only if you have one. If you're single, it's horrible. And it just all these things. And I was like, wow, I really had not been thinking about any of these things. So
Wow.
I'm just going to keep doing that because I've had a kind of a blissful week. Like I read it and I had a decent night like
Yeah.
yesterday, and then read it this morning and it was like horrible things, terrible, raining down on you, beating you about the head and shoulders. And I'm like, I'm all right. Let me just get up and let me just get some eggs.
Oh man. I've been trying to track it more, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've piqued my interest in this world,
Oh, sure.
you know. Had a few difficulties. Um Again, I give very inconsistent messages with the Scorpio Libra thing.
Uh-huh.
Um, then I tried to fill out the thing you was telling me where I get like the other signs,
Right.
and every one that I find tells me that yo, we got all the information for you. Now you gotta do is join this newsletter. So I'm in like 7 newsletters, but nobody is giving me
Okay. I
the
I
data.
will figure this out for you.
You know,
We will
I'm all,
absolutely figure this out.
So I'm just trying to get information. Like, yo, what's going? Am I dying? Am I winning? You know, am I like? Because they don't. Because the thing is, like, for two signs that are like next to each other, they
Hmm.
don't do the same shit ever.
No, no,
Like
that's never going
Libras
to be
and
the case.
Scorpio are so wildly different. So
Right.
like, one dude would be like, yo, you about to kill it financially. It's gonna be your month. You balling. Ask for that raise at work. And then like the other one would be like, yo, you might crash and lose a limb, but somebody gonna fall in love with you because they're gonna see the inner you after that injury. Like very different places in terms of what's gonna happen, and I'm like, all right, this is determined. This is a lot to like just have out there on me and not know. So I've been stressed about. I've been reading, like the November for Scorpio. It says I'm supposed to be like, I gotta chill because normally like I want to seek revenge on people
Okay.
that threaten me, and I view them as enemies, and that's my instinct. And normally it's right, but not in November, because November, the people that I see as my like threats might actually be my people in disguise, and I'm just
Right.
not seeing all the layers.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know.
No, that sounds like classic astrology.
Yeah, that's just how you get robbed in Brooklyn. Like, oh, nah, I'm gonna let this dude. I thought you was a threat,
Well,
but
it doesn't mean you got to throw all of your everything behind someone that you thought was a threat.
just
It just
be
means, maybe you can do something small with them, but still be wary.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Don't go whole hog. See, your thing is you swing on such a wide, your pendulum swings are like polar.
Let's
So,
do it. Yeah, we in. You
yeah.
know?
So there are times when you can't be all this or all that.
Okay.
There are times,
Admittedly, one of the other things it said is work on my patience.
yeah, no,
So yeah,
that's sure.
I don't do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here's what I want you to do.
Okay.
In our chat, give me your birthday, the time you were born, and where you were born.
Okay.
I think I already know the city, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm gonna put that in. So just do that. We're gonna do this right now,
Fine, we
live,
gonna figure this out right here. I'm gonna be.
live, and in person.
Oh my! I feel like I'm gonna find out like I'm a Libra, and my whole like psyche gonna change as a person. Like I've been a Scorpio for 30 some odd years here, Sha.
Yeah, no, you still a Scorpio. Don't worry. Ooh, child. Okay. This says that at the time that you were born, um, it was Libra.
What?
But
Drama.
again, um, and your moon is Taurus,
Okay.
which absolutely explains almost everything.
Okay. What does that mean? Sha?
A Taurus is a bull, is very hard headed, very
Okay.
very determined,
Okay.
and will do it even when others are like, "No, watch out." Uh, Taurus will go full speed ahead. Uh,
Okay. I like that.
um, let's see. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with where your rising is. I may have to go to another one for that because this one is a little confusing to me. But
Taurus gang.
yeah, your moon is like a lot of like who you actually are.
Okay.
Um and the sun is like, okay, this says Libra natives are generally thought to be sociable, somewhat intellectual souls. In theory, they are peace loving. In practice, they can quietly stir up all sorts of trouble with their ways. Oh, this is beautiful. Now, this is rough because, again, with you being on the cusp, I would like to see what it looked like if it said you were a Scorpio. But according to this, with an ascendant, all right, so your rising is Sagittarius. This is why you like to perform.
Okay.
So, a Sagittarius is a fire sign.
Bang.
Your fire signs are your Sagittarius, your Leos, your Aries. They are all big and tend to be performers.
Okay.
So that would explain a little bit. But your moon being a Taurus is very like, yep, with your hard headed self.
I love this. This is
The
great.
moon represents the emotional responses, unconscious predestination, and the self image. The moon sign shows how a person expresses themselves when at home, at ease, and comfortable. These Taurus, these people are earthy and strong willed. They feel with their senses and they are pretty much rooted in their ways.
Bang.
They
BK all
revel
day.
in
Taurus gang.
material comforts. In fact, building a solid and comfortable home and foundation helps to keep them feel safe and content.
It's real. It's real. You
It
seen my
isn't
quotes?
wise to push a lunar Taurus into doing anything, but once they have made a commitment, they're persevering. So there's that.
Bang. I'm with all this.
Yeah. So I mean, there's possibly that.
Taurus gang.
Now I know on the last show I think when the last time we discussed this, I said that I still somehow know nothing about Libras. Like I just know nothing. I feel
Right.
like I've known Libras and I know nothing. And a close friend messaged me and was like, I'm a Libra, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah. And it still didn't help.
Yo.
So, I don't know. You'll have to
That's
do a little
real.
more research, but
We gotta look into it.
yeah.
One of my boys is a Libra, and up until like 6 years ago, like he was like half one of my best friends, half I think he's a hitman. Like he doesn't tell anybody anything.
Huh.
I didn't know what he did for money until like 6 years ago. But he lives pretty nice. He's pretty quiet.
Uh-huh.
He goes to everyone's stuff, but he never has stuff.
Okay. So a mystery.
Yeah, big time.
All right. But is that you?
No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I never understood it. I was like, I don't get this vibe.
Well, maybe that's the cuspy part of it. Look, I don't think it's fair for our listeners to listen to hear some woman just blabbing on and on about what you could be.
Y'all want to hear me learn who I am as a person? Okay. You don't want to be here for my journey? Okay.
We will follow the journey of your Taurus moon. If anyone out there actually knows just the teeniest bit about astrology, let us know and tell me, based on what you've heard of the two of us so far, just in the course of our shows, does it make all the sense in the world that Gastor is a Taurus moon, or even more sense than that?
Let me I need to know. I'm getting tattoos done.
We should also just like make people vote as to whether or not they think you're a Libra or a Scorpio.
Well, speaking of, Spotify has polls now.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna add that. Only Spotify, you can only vote on their app, but yeah, I'm gonna add that poll.
Okay, great.
Spotify Libra, put your votes in. Let's go. Scorpio, Libra, y'all decide.
Oh my gosh.
Taurus gang, let's go. Bang, bang. We out here in these streets.
Oh boy.
Next YouTube video, I'm wearing horns. Just
okay.
cause.
Oh wait, now see.
We out here with the horns and the snappers. Scorpio Taurus energy. Let's go.
Oh no, what have I done?
Me and Drake P. Diddy making a collabo next week.
None of that makes sense.
I don't know what the song gonna sound like, but it's gonna be a hit. Okay?
It'll be
Catch
something.
it on Revolt. Oh, this is amazing. Let's get into the news, Sha.
Okay.
Because I could for real hype myself up about stuff I don't know about for hours.
Yeah, I know.
Kicking off the news today, school mask mandates are starting to disappear, but is it too soon? That's right. When Perrysburg School Superintendent Thomas Holzer sent the survey to parents in his Toledo area district to see how many wanted to get their children vaccinated against COVID-19, he got more than 20,000 no responses. His district only has 5,700 students. I love that energy, yo. Yo, that is so wild. Yo, that is adamant. Clearly someone spent a lot of time in their basement working hard to invalidate our survey, said Holzer. That gives you an idea of how people are reacting to the pandemic decisions. The questioning of the district policy has really ramped up, he said, particularly over one issue, mask. Holzer is one of 65% of Ohio schools districts that, according to the state's Department of Ed, have dropped mask mandates as cases have declined significantly. No matter what decision we make, there's going to be a loud vocal reaction opposed to it, Holzer said. It's a little bit liberating in a sense because we're going to go ahead and make the best decision for kids to keep them safe. While studies show that masks in school work, whether a child has to wear a mask at school at this point in the COVID-19 pandemic depends largely on where they live in the country.
Huh. Okay, what does it look like for your kids?
Yeah, I was going to say I'm surprised by this. My school, both of their schools are still requiring masks all day. The only times they're allowed to take it off is lunch and gym class.
Oh, okay.
And then And in my son's school case, they actually also today started offering vaccinations
At the school?
at the school.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yo, that was fast.
he got
Okay.
his this morning.
Wow.
Yo, we was first in line. We like legitimately like I watched the lady shake the stuff together like she was making tang. She was like,
Wait, hold on.
she's like, yo, we still prepping it. I like, oh, you need a spoon or something, do what you gotta do.
they gotta mix it themselves.
They gotta like prep it or something, like do
There's
some
no
shit.
pre-mixed vaccine for the children.
Kids get that powder, all right?
They gotta add the sugar themselves.
She was like, yo, we still prepping it. So they made me step out the room for like 5 more minutes. But yeah, he kicked off the program today.
Wow.
Yeah, first in line. So yeah, like it surprises me. Like it still says it here. It says it here. Masks are still mandatory in Illinois, California, New York, and Washington. We're very much still in that mask world, and I would expect it to go the rest of the year, quite honestly.
Okay. My understanding is in Ohio, they've been a little wild with it anyway, right?
Right.
Wasn't Ohio one of the first states that was like in the middle that their cases really blew up quickly?
For sure. But
Um,
they wild boys out there, yo.
yeah, they wild. They wild. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of, I don't know. Like, I don't even know how you're able to get the kids to wear them. I mean, unless they are hearing it at home as well.
Right.
Unless they're hearing it from a parent or a guardian who's like, yeah, man, you got to put those on. Sorry,
Right.
you're going to have to wear that the whole time. Sometimes I'll see a family, multiple kids, and, 2 kids, mask, 1 kid, no. Just defiant, just like, no. And I'm like, all right, well, I guess you got to decide how much you love that kid.
That's it. Yeah, you got 3. You don't need them.
Yeah, you're pushing it anyway. So
when we went to get my daughter shot at the doctor, we walked out and we had to do that 15-minute wait.
Right.
And they got 2 seating areas. They got one side for kids that are sick, one side for kids that are healthy, so that they can keep them separate in the waiting room. I think that's dope.
Right.
So we were waiting by the receptionist desk to find out, hey, I don't know what we qualify as here. Like, now that she's got the shot, do you want her to sit in the sick side or sit in the healthy side? As I don't want to get people sick or healthy.
Right.
So while we're waiting for that, the receptionist is doing an impromptu speech to the parents in the room. She's like, these are trying times.
This shit ain't impromptu. She probably has to say this 3 times a day.
Yo. We walked out the room and the nurse is like, yeah, just ask the receptionist. And we open the door and she's like in the speech. She's like, these are trying times, parents. I ask for your patience. I understand there's some inconsistencies in the message. That is not our fault. We're trying our best.
Oh, wow.
Kids, if you can wear the mask, we appreciate them wearing the mask. But if the kid is under 5, you try making them wear the mask. But I'm not making them wear the mask. And she was like, she had like had a whole pitch on it. And she like looked at us, took a deep breath, and then said, what do y'all need? So I was like, I don't need anything, man. I just want to know where you'd like us to sit that would best help you with the message you spreading, Y'all
should have just went outside.
Yo, real talk.
Just sat that off in the car or something.
My bad. Yeah, I didn't know it was like that out there. She was
going through man. It absolutely is. Just especially with kids where people are like, look, I'm trying to do what's best for the kid. I don't agree with this shit.
Right.
But I'm trying to do what's best for the kid. So like those people who are in there with the kid and they're like, look, I'm only doing this because, I have a child. Otherwise, I would never. And let me tell you something. People are offering up that kind of information, whether or not you're asking for it.
Right.
And if you are working in any sort of front-facing capacity and you have to do anything asking about COVID, people are saying too much to you about it. And I'm like, I just need to see this. And they're like, I mean, I'll do it because that's what the government wants me to do. But I tell you what, nope, don't tell me what. Don't tell me nothing. Show me what I ask for and then sit far, far away from me until someone calls your name. Like, I don't need the rest of this. And there's something about this where people are just sharing too much anyway and assuming that everyone feels the same way they do. And so they're just saying, something will happen and they roll their eyes and they're like, girl, do you believe this? And I'm like, yeah, I believe it. Yes.
I don't agree with you.
Please put your mask on before you try to sister girl me,
Yeah, it's been interesting, some of the convos I've had for sure. But I definitely didn't expect that energy at the child's doctor's office.
Yeah,
But
I would.
That's
absolutely where I would expect something like that. Where, it's just like, well, I mean, he's like, he just turned 5. Like, does he have to? Like, he was 5 like 2 years ago. Does he have to wear a mask? Okay, well, yeah, because that makes him 7. Like.
Oh man! Meanwhile, that kid done coughed up on all the toys on both sides.
Everything coughed on every surface possible.
Yeah, and that's really what caused it, because he was the only kid not obeying the like healthy and sick side of that like waiting room area. They had like a divider. They keep the toys separate, so it's like these are the germ toys, these are the non-germ toys, and he's like, yo, but the germ toys got some fire shit, so he went over there and then brought it to the clean side. It was a mess.
Fucking kids.
Oh man, yeah, man. What we gonna do with these people? In other news, California couple sues fertility clinic after IVF mix-up. Lawsuit filed by a Southern California couple says an LA-based fertility clinic implanted the wrong embryos into 2 women during in vitro fertilization procedures, resulting in a life-changing mix-up for 2 families who unknowingly gave birth to children that weren't theirs and raised them for several months. Daphne and Alexander Cardinal, residents of LA County, were customers of the California Center for Reproduction and Health and Dr. Elleron Moore in 2019. The lawsuit says they entrusted Moore and the fertility clinic to complete the IVF procedure. And while they were thrilled by the birth of a healthy baby girl, Alexandra Cardinal, they were shocked and confused by the baby's appearance. She looked to be a different race. They were expecting to see a fair child, much like their older daughter. Instead, their birth daughter came out with much darker skin and jet black hair. So yeah, holla.
That sounds like a conversation.
I also like that. I'm willing to bet they went through many edits to nail that exact word.
Yeah.
Well done.
And to get the tone right. So they weren't, so it didn't sound like they were panicked. Just that they were, how did they say it? Shocked and confused, which feels like panic.
Oh man! About 8 weeks later, a DNA test proved the child Daphne birthed was not related to her or her husband. Instead, it was determined that Daphne and Alexander's embryo was transferred to another couple who carried their biological child to term. I was robbed of my ability to carry my own child. I never had the opportunity to grow and bond with her during pregnancy, to feel her kick or watch her ultrasounds. And the stuff that I found interesting is on December 31st, 2019, the 2 couples met each other with babies, according to the Cardinals' attorney. A little over 2 weeks later, the babies had their first overnight stays with their new families, who agreed the infants would stay in their new home since the constant switching was too hard emotionally. The long-term consequences of this baby swap continue to haunt the entire family, said the lawsuit. Instead of breastfeeding her own biological child, Daphne breastfed and bonded with the child she was forced to give away.
Wait, hold on. So they went ahead and just switched the babies.
Yeah, 8 weeks in, they figured it out.
And
a little after that, they kind of said, "Yeah, we gonna take what we expected," and vice versa.
Okay, and in the meantime, she had already breastfed with a
Yeah,
child that she then had to give away because it wasn't actually her child. And
yeah, that's a mess, yo.
yo, and you know what? I mean, if I can reach for a silver lining, they are lucky it was one on one. It was
Right,
1-to-1 because that could have been a whole round robin of just like, well, whose baby are you and who do you
right.
belong? Whew.
I only seen this in like Law and Order episodes. Like, I
I
didn't know this was real.
absolutely can think of at least 3.
I like, yo, the Dick Wolf right for CNN now,
I
bro.
mean, I can think of at least 1 original recipe and 2 SVUs that do this.
But this is trippy though, and I would assume you stay close with the family forever now, right? Like, because
I mean,
you essentially have 2 sets of parents.
I guess so. I hope so. I hope that they are not angry with each other.
Right, because
And
all that other couple did was care for their kid that's now your kid.
right. They went through, because how many other people are going to have this experience?
Right.
So it's such a very distinct kind of pain that
Yo,
only the person who carried your child
would know.
and fed it and bonded with it and all that stuff. And I also, although there is part of me that is like, it is, I don't know if funny is the word, but it is notable that the couple, the more fair couple
Mm-hmm.
who noticed that their child was darker, is the one
With
that's
the
like,
loss.
something's wrong. Whereas the other couple who had the fairer child literally probably thought, well, she'll probably get darker.
Yeah.
Because
tan later.
I know when I was a baby, my mother was like, ooh, she light,
Mm-hmm.
but she'll get darker. Both my sister and I think my mom said with me, she had them check
As real.
to make sure because I was so light.
Yo, that's both of my kids. They came out white boys.
Yeah.
I like, yo, this is different. They slowly added a little light tan. I was like, all right, I see the energy. But,
right. So
yo, it took a while.
yeah. So I wonder like if it would have taken longer to realize it if it had been 2 fair-skinned couples.
Right.
Instead of one couple that was a little darker than the other couple.
Yeah, and stuff like this is like I find this fascinating because it's like this is all like instinct.
Right.
You know, like they felt something was different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, and that's why they would go on and check. I also think, yo, this is like not necessarily like a time for silver lining. I get it, but I do think they should at least, like, if your kid has like a 90 average in high school and this story, you know they're getting into any college, right? Like that essay is fire. Yo. Like so like big picture, this kind of a win. Like
this is a hell of a story.
Yo, this is kind of dope. Like I'm like because it's like so many like little like can she put she's a minority when she's applying for like like FDA and scholarships.
Yeah,
she got
you know
black
what?
parents.
I'm looking. They have a picture of the other couple, and that one, it looks like. I mean, the woman has very dark hair.
Right.
So I can't tell if she is actually white or if she is white presenting.
Right. Fair.
Yeah, if she's something else but white presenting, but everybody else involved, they are clearly white.
Hey man.
Yeah.
Yo,
I mean, I would kind of maybe lean towards white presenting if the baby came out with darker skin.
It's fair, you know.
You know. But yeah, also I wonder if they're going to, I mean, now they've made that switch. I wonder if they're just going to be like, Nah, well, you can't just be like, no, we won't tell the kids because you have filed this lawsuit.
Yeah, nah, this is out there.
Yeah, this is out there. Like, the people are going to know.
No, you
So,
gotta embrace it.
yeah, I
Like I
hope.
would like the kids should fuck around. They should wear matching shirts still,
Yeah.
like twins and shit. You know,
They should say
do the
they're
whole thing.
related.
Yeah,
That's my
lean
brother.
into it.
My
I'm
brother
into
from another mother.
Yo, that's so dope. That's it, man. Yo, 2040. Welcome to Harvard. Yo, I gotta love that shit. That is legacy right there. You just changed your whole life right there.
Yeah, they really both could get into whatever school they want with this.
Oh man, the pandemic holiday travel 2.0, how to navigate Thanksgiving this year, Sha. After hunkering down for the holidays in 2020, far more travelers are expected to be on the move this year. In the U.S., AAA predicts travel for Thanksgiving will rebound to near pre-pandemic levels, with 53.4 million Americans expected to travel for the holiday, a 13% increase from last year. That brings the total travel volume to just 5% below the 2019 figure, and air travel is expected to be up 80% from last year, bringing it to just 9% below the 2019 figure. About 4.2 million travelers are expected to fly this year. Yo.
I mean, look, what are you going to do, right?
It is what it is. They back, yo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm going anywhere for Thanksgiving.
Nah.
And I mean, like, I have family in the city, and I'm still like, no, I just don't. They'd love to see me, but no, I'm not doing it. I can't. I get very stressed out in general around the holidays, in a way that has been growing every year.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's new to me. Not new to me. I mean, I've often not liked big gatherings of people, and forced fun.
Okay.
So holidays can be a real drag for me. But yeah, I'm and then add travel and all that kind of stuff. Like, if I'm doing it, I need to know that on the other end is exactly what I want to happen. So if I am going through all this to travel and then just to get to the other end to be a part of a holiday thing that I wouldn't do normally, like I would more often than not just bow out. And for me, Thanksgiving is one of those where it's like, well, sometimes you can't be with your family on both of them. You can't afford to do Thanksgiving right at, and Christmas right after, or what have you, or Thanksgiving. I believe like Hanukkah, I think, is at the end of November.
Yeah, we did a bad job planning out the holidays.
So like, not everyone has the money to just be like whap 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 whap, right? So so to me, Thanksgiving is like, look, I'm just going to go on and get my own little part of a bird, and a tray of dressing and gravy, and a bottle of antacid, and then I'm just going to do it up myself.
Okay.
And then, I'll be fine. And, save the travel for the other holiday that's less than a month away.
That's fair.
And even that, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do Christmas on Christmas weekend because it's just too much. We'll do it like the weekend before. I'm big on like, if you are getting together with family and you and your family agree that it's about the being together, it doesn't have to happen on that day.
Okay. I like that. That's beautiful.
Sometimes it's just too stressful.
Yeah.
And it's easier. I know my family, the four of us, one time we did Christmas like in like, I don't know, mid-January.
Okay. Oh, y'all was Dominican. That's what's up. Y'all did the Three Kings. I like it. Respect. Okay.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We were just like, there's too much going on, the way my work schedule was, my sister's work schedule. Like, it was very stressful, and my parents were just like, why don't we just do it in January? And we were like, yes, why don't we?
I've been telling more people they should do Three Kings instead of Christmas.
What is Three Kings?
It's like the Spanish version of Christmas today is. So it's like the same, all the same ideas. We get together as a family, give out gifts.
Mm-hmm.
The idea being like if you're Christian, the three like wise men, I think, that like gave gifts to
Right.
baby Jesus. So like same idea. So like we do Three Kings Day. It's just we switch to doing Christmas because it's a more American custom, but we do it Dominican.
Oh,
But Dominicans, when they first come over, they still do that. So like, to me, it always made sense because it's like, yo, like we on a budget, we could buy Christmas shit after the Christmas returns
thank
and
you.
then give them out Three Kings Day. I still get the same gifts. I'm happy.
Absolutely.
I was fully on board. I've been trying to
Yeah.
like pitch this pivot for years with everybody.
That's the other extremely busy time for retail is right after Christmas up until maybe through the month of January when people are using up whatever gift cards they have
Yeah.
up until like the end of the fiscal year for
Mm-hmm.
businesses. So
Yo.
yeah, that's like a really busy time as well. There are lots of so that makes sense. And it's just not there's not as much pressure. So tell me about the Three Kings. Like you can do that anytime, or is there like a set time that it's normally?
There is a specific date. I don't remember it, but I know it's in January.
Oh, okay.
So like my grandparents, when like we did Christmas, that's how we explained it to them. Like, oh, this is Three Kings, but we celebrate it on Christmas. So like they know of Christmas as an event, but they
Right.
don't associate that as a gift giving day. That's just like Jesus's birthday and a family day, but gift giving day is Three Kings Day. Yeah,
Oh.
so it's more in line to what you talking about. Like, yo,
Oh, I
family,
like that.
we get together. It's a party. We stay up till midnight when it's his birthday. We turn up. The music shifts from like salsa to merengue. Like it's a party. We do a fly ass dinner, and then in theory we would give out the gifts like 2 to 3 weeks later on Three Kings Day.
Oh,
But when we
okay.
came here, we all kind of shifted to that because that's when all the stuff was on sale.
Right.
And then on top of that, people like me started popping up. We like, yo, everybody in my school gets gifts this week. So, they kind of pivoted with us.
Right.
But they
Right.
were all
Yeah.
that. Hey, we were the ones that messed it up, really. So I've been trying to pitch it back, but we stuck.
That's great.
I dig it. I like the whole like energy of the event, and it adds a holiday, if anything.
Yeah. I kind of
You
like
know,
that.
I'm with it.
I think the only thing that would that would slow me up is that being a child of Atlanta is that that mid-January time is MLK Jr. time,
Fair.
and nobody turns up like Atlanta on Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
I just looked
Yo.
it up. January 6th.
Oh, okay. Oh,
That's
all right.
good, right? I ain't mad at that.
That's kind of like what's the other? Is it Epiphany?
Yeah, I think it's the same. It's the same joint.
Okay. Gotcha.
That's like the energy. So like for us, that's when we would give out the gifts back home.
All right. Okay. This is fascinating, the various names.
Bang. Three
Yeah.
Kings Day, baby. Tres Reyes. That's what we would say. We out here. I realize like I'm low key like spoiled with the holidays because like my parents live down the block. My siblings still live there. They're still young enough to do that. So like Thanksgiving, I just go there,
Right.
and all of my aunts and uncles from my mom's side live in Brooklyn, except for one. Most of my dad's siblings, same thing. Then Gabby's family is all for the most part in Brooklyn, the immediate one.
Mm-hmm.
So like we rotate, but it's still no more than like a 10-minute drive.
Right.
Like Christmas, we do like Christmas Eve with her family, Christmas Day with my parents, and then Christmas evening is when we finally open the immediate four, like in
Okay.
our own house.
Right.
And that's a privilege. We get to like kick it with the whole fam for the whole holiday.
Yeah, that is nice. I mean, here for me, it's in New York. It's my father's side of the family, and so
Yeah.
they are kind of scattered throughout. So occasionally, it's like, oh, we're doing it in Brooklyn. Great, fantastic. And then the next year, it's like, well, we're going to do it up in Kingston because someone has a house up there, and I'm like, well, that's further. And then, or a year they're like, well, it's actually, we're going to do it in DC because there's a cousin there. And then and I'm like, yeah, I can't, y'all stop it. We've been in Atlanta this whole time. We ain't never asked all of y'all to come down to Atlanta. So why we all got to go?
I mean, I seen DC. It's
yeah,
cool.
like there's that. But then on my mother's side, they're all Jehovah Witnesses, so we don't see them
Okay.
around
Okay.
that time at all. There's just like occasionally there's just a call of like, hey, we're all going to so and so's house to eat, and you're like, all right, I guess I'll go since you said. And then there's just like trays and trays of food, and you're like, oh, well, this isn't
Okay.
a holiday. This is just we have now all gotten together because someone felt like cooking. So it's a different vibe. So it had always been just my parents, my sister, and myself as like the main thing, and then maybe we'd have people over, like that kind of thing. So I prefer small, and even with me preferring small, I do one with the family, and then one year I'm like, hey, I'm just doing a bird here at my house by myself to eat off of for a week. So if you want to come and tear a chunk off this turkey I bought, feel free. And my sister normally would join me on those.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
There you go. I like tradition. I'm with it.
They're so weird.
There are educational gag orders for how history and race are taught in 24 states. Lawmakers in 24 states have tried to restrict how topics like racism, sexism, and American history are being taught in American schools this year. An analysis by the free expression group PEN America shows. Critical race theory has become a social and political lightning rod last year. And in recent months, the debate has led to protests, righteous school board meetings, the school board recall efforts, and confusion among educators. In a new report published on Monday, PEN America details the educational gag orders that lawmakers have introduced in nearly half of the states across the nation. From January to September, a total of 54 bills concerning kindergarten through 12th schools, higher education institutions, and state agencies were introduced. 11 of those bills have become laws in 9 states, including Texas, Tennessee, and Oklahoma. The report's author said they included bills that were still pending in the current legislative session and 6 that were pre-filed for 2022.
This is okay. This is I don't even really have the words to explain how, like, it's stronger than disappointment. It's stronger than just pure anger, because this is a thing that I'm pretty sure has been attempted time and
Yeah.
time again. And it's the kind of thing that I guess is the whiplash that happens after there's any sort of incremental change towards the betterment of people of color in America, is immediately white people are like, nope, we can't. It's not the way that the laws are set up. It's not legislature. It's not the way things have gone historically. It's not whatever is systemic. It's the way that you want to talk about this racism to our kids. We can't talk to our kids about it. That's going to make them think that they're racist. Word in the conversation. That's what's going to do it. It's also ridiculously funny, but extremely painful.
Yeah.
It's so much. And it's such, the problem, I think, with critical race theory, and I can't wait for someone to cut this out and post it as like, see, Shalewa is because I clearly say the problem with critical race theory is the name is too catchy and easy to bend to another person's will.
Okay.
That's the only problem. with critical race theory is the name was too good
Yeah.
and too effective in like, oh, this is going to be talking about race critically.
Yeah.
Nope. And we
Can't have
gotta
that.
we gotta make this bad. In the way that woke was too perfect of a word and has been for decades.
Right.
It's too perfect. Unfortunately, that makes it easy to like manipulate.
Right. They rebranded it.
Yeah, the rebranding is too easy. Critical race theory.
Yeah, that's
It
bars.
sounds good when you say it. Critical race theory. The initials CRT. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
strong sound. It's easy to just like, oh, we're going to take that shit and we're going to flip it. And that's the only problem with it. The children know nothing about it because it's not. If you actually looked up what it was, which is so funny. I can't believe the media isn't just asking every person that they talk to about critical race theory. The first thing after they go through their little spiel, the first thing they should do is like the video that's been floating around the internet where the guy's like, and what is critical race theory? Why are we not asking them to define critical race theory?
Yeah, you can't be angry at something you can't explain.
If you can't explain it. And that dude in that video is just like, well, I mean, I don't really know. I don't want to get into the particulars of it because I don't know, but I just know that we can't teach. How do you know? What is it though? And what part of it can you not teach? like just that, very simple, because that's not a judgment call. Just tell us what you're angry at.
Yeah.
If
We can talk
there's
about that.
if there's some part about this critical race theory that you think is what is the biggest boogeyman for your children, maybe we can leave that part out of a curriculum that doesn't exist.
Fair.
So it's so, and it because it's such good branding, it's easy to get the movement behind it, which is why there are already 6 bills that are pre-filed for next year.
Yeah, yo, I will say people against critical race theory are on point with they filing. Like they on top of shit. That
Oh
is
yeah, no, they're always going to be on. Yeah, absolutely, because it's T-shirts, it's
they are on their
keychains.
P's and Q's with that shit. Jeez.
Yeah, you want to be on top of that because you already know that element, that side of the fight,
Uh-huh.
that part of the fight is going to be on your side.
Yep. Yeah, you don't want that L.
Yeah, because I mean, you can't take it to the streets.
You lose.
You're going to lose. So you got to take it to the court because the courts will always be like, well, I mean, I guess the children, and then you're good, and then you're good, and that's what's so annoying is that this has happened time and time again. Uh, just the school. I'm scared for kids and what they're learning. I really
Right.
am.
I'm gonna just start saying that phrase. Like I'm gonna whisper it in my kid's ear every night when they go to sleep.
Just critical race theory.
Yeah, just have them Google it when they wake up on their own. Yeah, you can ask dad any questions at that point, and then maybe they'll bring it up in school,
They
And
probably will.
yeah, I'm with it. Let's do it. We got a plan now, Sha.
I
Whisper critical race theory into the ears of your children at night.
You may not have to. I feel like that's already happening through their phones anyway.
In substantially different energy news, Jeff Bezos has fun with girlfriend's Leonardo DiCaprio moment.
Yeah.
That's one way of interpreting it, right?
Okay.
Watch. The mega mogul had a funny response to Variety, tweeting a video from their editor, Mark Macklin, showing DiCaprio chatting with Jeff Bezos and his girlfriend, Lauren Sanchez, at the LACMA Art and Film Gala. In it, Sanchez appears to be looking adoringly at DiCaprio while Bezos stands at her side. The internet was all over it, dubbing DiCaprio Mr. Steal Your Girl. Leave that alone. That's not his title. And having some fun with the footage.
But say he can't.
Bezos decided to play along as well. He tweeted a photo of him posing with a red sign which read, "Danger, steep cliff, fatal drop. Leo, come over here. I want to show you something," said the tweet. He was so trash at jokes. Of course, Bezos was joking about possibly making DiCaprio one of the departed. Your move, Leo.
Okay, that's a terrible joke. I saw that and I didn't know that Bezos was behind that. I thought that was just someone's horrible joke.
Nah.
And that's Jeff Bezos, huh? And also, he's butthurt as fuck.
Oh, yeah. This got to him. Like, he was not about this at all.
No, because that clip was everywhere. And she, I mean, like, Leo started to walk away and she just walked with him. Like, just. So.
Also, yo, but like, being real, Sha.
Uh-huh.
Is that not like okay? Like, she's a fan.
Right.
You know, like, I'm not like, it, obviously if like more happened, then you could like for real feel threatened. But like, you're mad at your wife who's probably been watching this dude in films for 30 years.
Right.
Having like a crush moment with the celeb.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're famous, you're the richest man in the world, but you ain't in no films. You ain't fucking.
You ain't Leo. We hadn't we hadn't grown up with you. All we know about you is that you seem to be evil and you have more money than anyone else on the planet.
Facts.
I'm not going to follow. Look, if I find my soulmate and we decide to get married and we're going to be all up on each other, we're hugged up on each other because I am an affectionate person and we are somewhere and it's some sort of gala or we're just chilling and I'm secure with my partner and he is secure with me and Ryan Gosling walks by.
It's allowed.
It's a wrap. It's a discussion that has to be made. I can't even, you know what I mean? I have no idea. Kevin Bacon could walk by. And I'd be like, hey, bruh, I actually have been in love with Kevin Bacon since Footloose in like 84.
Amen.
So I'm just going to go that way and follow him around. I'll be back in time to go home. Like, it's just.
I would point it out to my wife. Yo, did you see Kevin Bacon? Like, I would like, what the yes. I'm here every day. Like, go check out Kevin Bacon.
Right.
He's hanging out with Ryan Gosling. That's crazy. You know, she's shot. That's crazy.
Right.
I want to hear that story.
Yes.
You know? And that's what I'm saying. Like, this is a different thing here. You can't be mad at your wife looking at Leonardo DiCaprio that way. He's that dude, and he has been for most of his life and most of hers in front of her. So like, you know, like, I don't know what you want, my G. Like, this ain't where you win. Just hush your mouth. You know, later on, the infatuation will go away. Maybe she watches Titanic 3 times that week. You got to eat that. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
And also, I think he's just mad at the internet for noticing. I think that's
power.
That's he's probably mad at whoever it was that posted that. It was just like, haha, look at this. So that guy is probably out of work. And and the internet hopped on that shit very fast.
Honestly, like, what I thought looked the worst is like, I ain't a dude to like point out physical like limitations.
Right.
But like, it really sucks when like the height dynamic comes into play so clearly here.
Well,
like,
I think he was. I think Leonardo DiCaprio was standing on a thing.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not even nearly as like big of a discrepancy, but like he's trying to step up in a way, and like it almost looks like he like waves him down. Like, yo, come on, little man. So like, it's not on purpose. I'm sure Leo was being polite. And she's probably just walking up in the same direction. They both rich people going into the same area with the other rich people. But everything
she was following him. She was looking at his ass and she was in a trance.
But she had an excuse. They was going to the same tables.
Yeah. She was still holding Jeff's hand and floating in the direction that Leonardo was in. Not even like, there was no definite, like, she's walking. She just was floating.
And you know that he came up in like 7 combos the rest of that night, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I wonder what Leo's eating for dinner. What do you think they served Leo?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You think Leo would drink this? Let's go check in on Leo.
That ride home.
You know, I almost been to space, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. That's great, sweetie.
Oh man, that's fine.
Yeah, and it was a good version of Leo as well.
Yeah,
As
word
far
up.
as the versions of Leo that we've gotten, it was a good version.
In other news, meteorite crashes through a home, lands in a sleeping woman's bed. That's right. A woman in British Columbia had a cosmically rude awakening earlier this month. Ruth Hamilton told the New York Times that around 11:35 p.m., she woke up to her dog barking, then heard what she described as an explosion. Flicking on the lights, she saw a hole in her ceiling and thought a falling tree must have hit the house. It wasn't until she called 911 and was talking to an operator that she spotted a 2.8-pound meteorite between her pillows. I didn't feel it, Hamilton, who lives in the town of Golden, told the Vancouver. It never touched me. I had debris on my face from the drywall, but not a single scratch. When Hamilton first saw the space rock, though, she didn't know what it was. Police who responded to the scene first consulted with a nearby construction crew, thinking it could have been debris from some kind of blast. Workers said they hadn't been blasting, but I don't even know that's a technical term. But nah, I mean, we ain't blasting. But it seemed a bright ball in the sky, suggesting the rock in Hamilton's bed may have fallen from space. Researchers at the University of Western Ontario later confirmed the projectile was indeed a meteorite. I was shaking and scared when it happened. I thought someone had jumped in and it was a gun or something. It's almost a relief when we realize it could have only fallen out of the sky. That's right. I like this approach. See, this is some silver lining shit right here.
Well, it's a silver lining because that thing didn't hit her in the head.
Yo, life is kind of dope when at 61 you still getting surprises. 66. Shouts to Ruth Hamilton out there. You know what I mean?
Look, man.
Keep living. You know, you never know what life is going to give you.
Yeah, it may give you a meteorite that barely misses your head. I mean, I'm glad she's okay. But that is wild.
Mm-hmm.
But also, how hard does she sleep that it took her dog barking?
Yeah, not the meteorite. She saw all this damage in the house.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Wait, no. She woke up, dog was barking, and then she heard what sounded like an explosion.
Yeah.
And then there's the hole in her ceiling. And she was just like, oh, it must have been a tree.
Yo, this is a good ad for dogs, by the way, that they can see it coming.
Oh, yeah. That dog saw it coming like 20 minutes beforehand.
Straight up. Be like, yo, this is different. I hear that shit is coming.
Yeah, hey, they ain't blasting. This is something else. A cat wouldn't have made a noise and would have just let you die.
That's it.
The cat would have been trying to nudge you under more to the middle of the bed.
I think it's going to hit here. Stay right there. Would have ate your face for the next 3 months.
Yep.
Your neighbors would have smelled you. That's how I would have found you sometime in August.
Found you, just a meteorite, a shell of your body, and a much fatter cat.
Oh man, I like that. Get some dogs. Forget these cats. I ain't about that. Finally, a moose crashes through the window of Sylvia Fedoruk School in Saskatoon. That's right. Official says one student sustained minor injuries. Jamie Melnick says she couldn't believe her eyes as a moose smashed into a schoolroom located directly across the hallway from her son's daycare. Melnick was dropping her 2-year-old son off at Early Learning Center attached to Sylvia Fedoruk School in Saskatoon Thursday morning.
Oh, Saskatoon.
Saskatoon. Thank you for the save there.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't know where is that Canada, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, this is definitely Canada.
Yeah, I don't know any cities.
Yeah.
Her son spotted the moose running outside and was excited to see the huge animal at his school. Suddenly, the moose ran through a large glass window in a community room and eventually slumped to the ground in shock. Despite the chaos, Melnick kept the level head. I was very calm about it. It didn't really faze me as much as it probably should have. Thankfully, there was no real serious injuries, it looked like. People got to snap pictures with the moose. Look at that. Not
Well,
surprisingly, her 2-year-old has been talking about the experience all day long.
I mean, look, when this happened, as you may or may not know, really into animals running away. So I got notifications about this like almost immediately. And so what they determined is that it was like a teenage moose. It was a girl moose. They could tell it wasn't a full-grown moose because it was still kind of tall and skinny. And it only weighed 750 to 800 pounds.
Jesus Christ. That is disturbingly big.
Do you know how big a moose is?
Too big.
The bottom of its stomach is just above the top of a car.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, moose are huge.
So, because I'm thinking in my head, like, I don't know I don't see them often enough to know.
Right.
But I would have thought moose and reindeer are similar.
No.
In size.
Yeah, no, they are not the size of deer. They are huge. If you get a chance, anyone, listeners, if you get a chance, just kind of Google moose running outside videos. And you'll see people driving and there'll be like a moose running on the side of the road. And that bitch, they are huge. When you say that a teenage version that's not fully grown of an animal is 800 pounds,
that is diesel.
Is the smaller side? Oh, it's not fully grown yet. Nah, forget that.
That's insane.
Yeah. So this was just a little teenage moose, and a little teenage moose, and apparently someone was just like, "Well, she probably, there's a lot of area here where moose would live. We're in Canada, and she probably just got out into town and was just confused and trying to get back to wherever, and literally took a wrong turn at Albuquerque. Like this person was like, oh, she took a left. If she had kept going straight, she would have gone over this footbridge and then been where the moose were.
That's it. You know what I mean? Some moose looking for some GPS. That's it. So she don't got Waze.
So when they came together, she was already just like sitting on the floor of the school, just
I'm tired of walking.
What happened? They just kind of gave her a little bit of a tranquilizer, and she was like, "That's cool, because I am stressed out." Went to sleep.
I've had a day. Let me tell you,
a day. So if y'all could just take me back.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. If you would like to help us buy an iPhone with Waze and Google Maps for this moose.
I thought you were going if you would like to help us buy a moose. But yeah, we'll buy the iPhone for the moose, hang it around her neck.
Yeah, that's all.
It says directions out loud. Yeah.
All you gotta do is like and subscribe to the show. If you're an Apple listener, please rate the show. We genuinely appreciate it. We're at like 117 ratings. Nice. We're killing it out there. It's pretty dope. So please continue to do so. It genuinely helps the show. 4 stars. You saw the moose crash through the window. You care, but you didn't point it in the right direction. You know what I mean? You left it there. 5 stars. You let it outside. You showed it what left turn to make. You told it where there was a good sandwich. It was in Canada, Maybe you pointed out some poutine it could have. You know what I mean? You did it up. If you got any articles you'd like us to cover, DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shouts out this week to Lorenzo G and Catface Make Meow Meow. That is a real name. I swear to God, Sha, when I saw that one, I thought, all right, Sha's fucking with me. She's going to see if I would say this out loud. You're damn right I will. Catface Make Meow Meow. I'll say it all day. All right, gang, gang. But thank you both for the articles. We appreciate y'all. With all that said, my name is Gastor Almonte, always with the homie Shalewa Sharpe. This has been a War Report. Catch y'all next week. Peace.
I